Hello, this is Jane. I'm a freelance artist, and I'm going to show you my process of drawing a semi-realistic, surrealistic portrait without blending. I will be using my brushes for Procreate, and the link will be in the description below. For sketching, I use big square brush called Fungi from my brush set with very low opacity. At this stage, there is no need to be 100% accurate, and using big brush helps to find face features easier. And while I'm sketching, I want to tell you more about drawing technique we will practice. As I used to draw in traditional materials for a very long time, and it influenced my digital painting approach. In traditional painting, I loved the most a technique called alla prima. It's a technique where you can usually see distinct brush strokes and there is almost no blending. It is usually used in oil painting with one or few layers only, and it's supposed to make the painting process fast. But I sort of changed it a bit, this technique, to adopt it into digital art, and there will be many layers. So we will be partially using this approach in this painting. To speed up the process, we can select with the lasso tool and copy the left eye and paste it. Actually, I kind of want to make her hair short. Let's see how it goes. Also want to add that there was no reference for this portrait, and I added some creative elements like constellations and some eyes, because that's how I draw and I cannot resist adding something. You don't have to do that. It can be just a face. So it's time to start coloring. As you can see, I'm usually using many different colors, and that's why I want to tell you a story about my relationship with colors and how it all began. Back in the days when I was younger, I remember I was painting a purple vase with one or just two colors. And my teacher came to me and showed me how many other colors were there, like reflection colors, lights, shadows, and even colors of the vase itself. That was far from one color or two. And it was like if I was blind before and now I was able to see, because he's told me, see this? And I started to see. And I believe that if we look long enough, we can see those colors. We can see those different colors. That day I've learned that being an artist is being a great observer, because the longer since that day I've been looking at the objects, the more colors I could see. I was like just doing some little exercises while I was anywhere on the street, at home, looking at some objects and analyzing how many colors are there, how many colors I would use if I would paint it, even without painting it. That's why at the moment when I'm drawing, anything I'm drawing, I'm using so many colors. As you can see now, I'm applying kind of green color, and who would have think it's face, it's not green. But it is still exist. This color could exist on the face, especially at this stage as I'm drawing at the moment. it could be a little bit messy, but you should wait. Once you cover all the face, once you cover all the surface, then you can start adjusting your values, because this is the most important part. If you usually blend a lot, on this stage you might have a very strong desire to blend, but you should stop this desire and go with this a la prima approach, with this patches of color approach. When we will adjust the values, it will all be in the right place, trust me. It's for this painting, this is the ugly stage, let's say. I'm often asked how to use colors. There are many rules, of course, but my main rule, I use the color circle, which we have in Procreate. It allows you to find colors that are the most contrast to each other and implement each other the most, such as red and green, yellow and purple, etc. Painting anything for me is a sort of a battle between cold and warm colors. Rule that you probably all know, that shadows should be cold and lights warm, but it's a bit more complicated than that. There are both cold and warm in shadows and in lights. Using colors, it's my most favorite part in the painting process, because it's a bit of a challenge every time, and it's always a discovery of unique combinations on every artwork. Even when I start, I don't know 100% how it will look like at the end. There is a rule that usually used in watercolor to start from light and then add more colors and more shadows to the object that you're painting. I'm using similar approach but in digital art, because if you're not sure about the values, it's really helpful to start softly and smoothly and then slowly add. I want to come back to the reasons why not to blend. And I mentioned in the beginning that there are going to be 5 reasons that I selected for me personally. Reason number 1, painting looks more artistic and you can see the beauty of the brush strokes. I really love to see the brush strokes, and I really love the brushes that I created for Procreate. That's why I definitely want to keep them visible. For me, it is important. Even in the realism, even in the non-digital traditional materials, I enjoy seeing the paintings where you can see the brush strokes quite clearly. Second reason, it allows you to understand how to break your object into surfaces better. Reason number 3, painting may end up looking as not even digitally drawn. I'm often told that my art doesn't look that it's digital, and I think it's partially due to this technique and plus the brushes themselves, because the brushes look really similar to pastel, probably something like that. Reason number 4, painting looks lighter. Of course, it depends how many layers and what kind of brushes you will be using, but I feel this vibe from mine. Number 5, this will level up your understanding of colors and how to use them. In many art schools, there are exercises that you do, and blending is prohibited. It is done to help you learn this transition from one color to another and from one value to another value without smudging it, without blending it. Because it's when you understand how to make this transition with without blending, with the blending will be easier, and you will do this consciously. You will do this with the full understanding of what's going on. It's important. So basically, not blending will improve your blending. How weird it wouldn't sound. I really recommend you to try this approach. And this approach been created by great masters of the past. So why not trying it? So closer to the finish line, I start adjusting saturation and values to get the contrast. As you can see here, I'm already adjusted it, and you can see how much purple it goes under her eyes. But with combination with everything, while everything already finished, you can understand it better. You comparing the colors between each other, and at the moment it's more balanced. This is the final result. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.